I was like, where's my pen, dude? Anyway, in my last video, I was pronouncing her name wrong. I believe how she pronounced her name is Thuman, and I was calling her Therium. My bad. But, I've been watching like other videos about this whole situation. And I'm sitting up here like, a lot of these people are sitting up there in their house. A lot of people are not being shown. And I'm seriously sitting up here like, I guarantee you they wouldn't say that shit to her face. Or just anybody, period. Because you just got a lot of bitches in their house just sitting up there just complaining. But just say something. Just say how you feel to the person's face. But you won't, though. Because you just bitch made. You know what I'm saying? Like all these people talking about Thuman. I seriously hope I'm still pronouncing her name right. But just all these people just saying like all this stuff about her. It's like I said, it's just ridiculous. You see what I'm saying? And it's just like, just offer some real shit. A lot of people wouldn't have the balls to say what they say online in real life. Because they just don't want to get G-checked. They don't want the smoke. They don't want all this shit. You see what I'm saying? So it's like they're not going to say anything. You know what I'm saying? They're just going to make their videos in their house. Just basically whining about something. Because like I said in the last video, this ain't your character. Like, what's it, Kiki's delivery service or whatever the fuck it is? Like, that's not your character, so why are you seriously getting mad about it? And like I said, a lot of people was doing this a long time ago. Just on some real shit. You know what I mean? And it's like when black people do it, it's not a lot of black characters. That was one of the whole reason why I did what I did with my series, Black Dragon number 8. I was sitting down one day and I was like, why wait basically for a white creator to make a black character do some cool shit if I could do it myself? And I'm never going to see them do anything cool because they're going to be a sidekick or off to the side to white characters. So I was like, fuck it. I just might as well do it myself. That was the original thought process of making my shit. So that's why I did what I did. And it's not like I don't like white characters. Like I said, like one of my favorite characters in Final Fantasy is Sid Highwind. Or like, this Spike from Cowboy Bebop. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like just because you're saying something about like this type of thing, it's like, oh, you just don't like white characters or whatever the fuck it is. It's like, come on, bro. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't know, like, a lot of people just assume shit online. Like this one dude I was talking about in the last video, he was like this Asian cat, and he was saying like, you need to step outside and have and get to know an Asian person. And I'm sitting up there just like, what? Like if you knew anything about me, you wouldn't have said that. Cause I was telling the dude, I got an Asian friend, him and his brother. So I'm just like, what is this dude talking about? But he's just assuming he don't know what the fuck he's talking about. But yeah, but like I said, a lot of these people, they're not gonna say anything like for real to Thuman. Like, cause like I said, I just found out her channel like a couple days ago or whatever. So I'm not familiar with her name like that. But other than that, it's just like 100% crazy. Like I said, they're not gonna say nothing to her face. You know what I'm saying? They're just gonna say what they gotta say online, and that's as far as it goes. Cause then as soon as you say something to them, like if you like in real life, it's like, oh, like I was just playing. I did this is satire and all this other goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? So get the fuck out of here. And it's just like in one of her videos, I didn't watch this yet, but she was talking about how to color like black characters. Because if you see like video games, especially in video games, a lot of times they have a problem coloring like black characters. Like when you have like character creators and shit, you know, it's a you know, they have a problem with the hue of, you know, coloring in black characters. So she had like, from what because I saw the picture of the video, but I didn't click it. But if she was saying how to color them, that's a valid point. Because again, you got a lot of these creators in these video game industries, you know, they cater to white characters because they're white. So they put like whatever effort into like black characters, but it's not color corrected or whatever the case is. So somebody like her, Thuman, has to create a video to say some shit about that, because it's not like a thing that other creators are doing. So she has to make these type of videos. Because I remember like a long time ago, like this was shit like 2014, something like that, and I was like doing Photoshop at the time, I was learning how to do Photoshop. You couldn't find any pictures, like you couldn't find any videos on like how to actually draw like black people in Photoshop. And it was just like you almost had to like figure out what the color to use, you know, how to, you know, fix it and shit, like what type of like hue to use and all that other stuff. So it was just like that was hard then. Like if she made that video back in 2014, then that probably would have, or if she did make one and I didn't see it, but it would be nice to know that it would have existed then. So yeah, she provided a service. It was like I said, I didn't see the video, but not yet, but you know, that was something, that's a service that was needed. Because you don't see videos like that, because the ones making the videos are making white characters. So that's just how it is. And for people to seriously sit up there and get mad over it, like she shouldn't have done that or shouldn't do it, is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And these same assholes talking about, oh, I don't care and all this other shit, and just saying all this racial shit, then you just a bitch. You just a bitch asshole. That's it. You just a bitch. Because I never felt the need like to heat up on somebody just because of the race of the person. If you can't heat up on them intelligently about that particular individual, then you're not intelligent enough to even speak, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Because it's ridiculous to blanket the whole group and thinking this shit is funny, if you can't even be funny with the shit. Like I said, don't sit up there and be like, this is satire to get out of an ass whooping. And see, that's another thing people don't like. See, back in the day, how I grew up, if you talk shit about somebody, just be prepared for an ass whooping. But see, a lot of people don't get hands laid on them these days, because a lot of people are bitch made. Like I said, you talk shit, prepare for a fight. Rather you're gonna win or you're gonna lose. And I'm not talking about just pushing down people. I'm talking about an ass whooping. You know what I'm saying? Because you was just talking shit. You just talking shit and you got beat and you deserve to get beat. That's how it is. If you could come out winning, then that's just how it is. But don't sit up there and be saying all this shit. Because what she's saying is like, it's just like this. You got black creators that's doing some real shit. But people just keep propping up the white creators, and then they start being in other places. Like, I don't know, talking about game reviews. Or like, in prominent places. And it's just like, there was nothing special about them anyway, off of that shit. It's just like, you're just another cookie cutter dude. Like, you're not providing anything that the next man didn't do. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, but you got somebody like, I don't know, like Thuman, or you got somebody like just any other person, or even my Asian friend. I'm not gonna say his name. I'm not gonna put him out there like that. But because he's been working on his comic book ever since I met him back in, when was that, 2012. You see what I'm saying? Like, him and his brother deserve to be out there somewhere. But it could just be like a mediocre, like, white dude. He could make like 5 sprites, and then he'll just be like the shit everywhere. But you'll have somebody like other creators doing some, like, even the dude that I'm working with, that's working on Black Dragon #8. He's working on my shit, but he's working on like 6 other projects. He got a job. He's going through some shit right now, and nobody even hardly knows this dude exists. You see what I'm saying? Like, the dude is working on 6 other projects. Like, I think mine is the 6th one. But, he's working on some mad shit. And, again, nobody hardly knows this dude, I don't think. But it's just like, on some real shit, let him be white, he would have been the talk of the town. That's just how it is. So it's just like Thuman is just like, she's saying some real shit. And like I said, it just feels like she's the only one going through this. Like, even though there's other like black creators saying something, but it just seems like the hate is just attacking her. Then there's like, people are complaining that she's talking about it. Like, of course she's going to say something about it, because she's a black chick going through this. So shouldn't people be more mad over the races than her? Like, that shit doesn't make any sense. To seriously be on her, but not the people talking about, like, heating up on her and like, with these like racial comments and shit. Like, this shit is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is 100% ridiculous. But that's just, like I said, that's the shit that people gotta go through. If you black and you doing this, which is insane. But that's just how it is. And people always talking about representation and shit. They really don't mean that. In my honest opinion, talking about solidarity and representation, some people mean it, but I would say a good chunk of it really don't want the shit. They just want it to benefit them, and then after they get their shit popping, then it's like, fuck the people that helped me get here. But that's just a whole nother thing. But on some real shit, on some real shit, like her saying what she has to say, she has to speak out. Like I just feel like anybody being oppressed or anybody that just getting tired of the status quo of certain things have the right to speak out. Like again, like what I was saying in the last video about the Asian community and everything, because this dude was saying like, oh, you don't want Asians to be loud. I never said that. But with the Asian community, like if you're tired of feeling that you need to be silent or whatever the case is, I mean, you just stand up and say the shit with your chest. Don't sit up there and feel like you're being othered or whatever the case is. Like I gotta be quiet, put my head down. I'm being othered. I'm not American or some shit. Like, dude, what the fuck is this? Cause I never even like I said, sticking with the whole what the Asian community is going through. Like me personally, never felt that Asian people you should be quiet and keep your head down, or like the whole fetishizing thing. Like I just never. That was just weird hearing about it now, because it was like, damn, word. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, look, just say the shit with your chest, motherfucker. You in America. This is what Americans do. You see what I'm saying? Get loud, blow shit up. Motherfuckers is never like, y'all should be quiet. Like that was just weird. It's just weird. For like I said, me speaking, the shit is just weird. Like I remember like my other Asian friend in 6th grade. You know what I'm saying? I mean, him and his brother. That shit was funny. You know, we was just hanging out. You know, we never looked at him like, oh, they should be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Especially his brother. His brother was funny. His brother was crazy. But yeah, I mean, if you feeling like with Thuman, if you feeling like you gotta speak up and say something, say it. Don't be scared to say the shit. And if people don't like it, like I'm not looking at the Asian community like, oh, they shouldn't say nothing. I'm like, I'm glad y'all saying something finally. Don't sit up there and be quiet and welter and do all this other crazy shit. Like I said, say the shit with your chest. If you feel like they should teach Asian history in school, then kick the school's doors down and say that shit. Like, make motherfuckers hear you and everything. Just, you know what I mean? Just don't step over people. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? So this Thuman, she gotta say what she gotta say. And if people don't like it, then that's on them. Cause motherfucker, I'ma speak about the shit. I'm about to speak about the shit for all of us then. Cause I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck who likes this shit or not. I don't give a fuck. That's just me. I just don't care. Cause all they gonna do is just talk about the shit in their homes, on Twitter or Instagram or whatever the case, or their little racist holes that they be in somewhere, and that's it. They ain't gonna come up to you, step to you in your face and say some shit. Cause what are they gonna do? You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna pick on me. Like I said, they just gonna say the shit behind closed doors. Say the shit to my face, though. Just say the shit to my face. Like, in my face. Say that shit. And watch what happens to you. Because I'm not gonna sit up there and just whine about the shit. Like, oh, these people heating up on me or take the shit. Nope. I just don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I'm gonna be in a position to do what I gotta do and say what I gotta say. I'm not gonna sit, like I said, I'm not gonna sit up there and not say some shit. Now I'm here. The fuck out of here. You see what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit up there and just say act like no, I gotta like hide and no. Get the fuck out of here. Like I said, I'm here. I gotta say what I gotta say. And that's just how it is. And like I said, people don't like it. That's too bad. You know what I mean? It's just like even going back to the whole Asian thing. Like, I never felt the need. Like, if you got a problem with people saying some shit, then obviously you are racist. You are racist for being mad over the shit. Like I said, I like other people's cultures. So I wouldn't be mad over like Asian people talking about the history. It's rather I already know the shit, or it's just like oh that's interesting, or that's cool, or whatever the case is. I'm not gonna sit up there and hate on the shit. Cause what's the point of what's the hate on it anyway? That's the thing I don't understand. And then it's like then you gotta tell everybody you hating on the shit. You just gotta tell everybody. Like, your opinion matters. Like I said, if you ain't doing nothing constructive, then you shouldn't be able to say nothing. You just shouldn't. Just be on some real shit. Not everybody needs a voice. Everybody shouldn't have one. If you ain't gonna be on some like constructive shit or like involved in helping the conversation. Like, if you're not helping the conversation, then why are you saying something? Just to be heard? Like, it was like this one dude, and he was in one of these Zoom rooms. It was like these Koreans, and he was saying how, now this is what he said. I'm paraphrasing, but he said something similar to this. He said the Asian community don't feel like they could learn anything from the black community. And we, as the Asian man, he said, we need to change that. And I'm seriously thinking, like, we've been dealing with racism longer than everybody here in America. Black people are the first people you go to learn about or how to combat racism. That's like me. That's like me wanting to learn like Muay Thai kickboxing or something. And I go to like some random dude on the street. Like, if I'm going to learn Muay Thai kickboxing, like, if you want the authentic experience, you learn from somebody that's Thai or something. Because this dude I be looking at, him and his daughter be like doing like the shit on YouTube. I'm learning from the people that do this shit. I'm not going to sit up there and just whatever. Or like, I want to learn how to be a mechanic. I'm not going to go to like a bird watcher or something. I'm going to go to a mechanic to learn how to be a mechanic. But that's, like I said, that's what I'm saying. It's just crazy. It's just 100% ridiculous. So if you want to learn certain shit and you want to add to the conversation, I mean, you go to the people that's experiencing the shit. But like I said, if you got a problem with people talking about their history or whatever the case is, then what are you doing? Like with this particular case with Thurman, like, you just heating up on the chick just for what reason? Why? If you're not providing nothing interesting to the conversation. Like, get out of here. Like I said, is this whole situation is crazy. I mean, and even with social media, like, the shit could drive you crazy. Because you hearing all these voices from like some nutsack somewhere in some random state. And you live somewhere. Matter of fact, here's a perfect example. I remember it was 2012. And me and these two other dudes was testing out doing this podcast about black creators and black artists. Now, one of the dudes lived in Detroit. I live in a whole nother state. But the dude in Detroit was acting like he was all big and bad, but I didn't say nothing because he wasn't really directing it towards me. But then he said something at the time, and I had to, defend myself for some real shit. And then he's acting like he's all big and bad up in Detroit where he's safe. But like I said, he wouldn't have said that shit to my face though, because he wouldn't want the smoke. So it's shit like that. Like all these people, like Thuman lives in the Netherlands somewhere, and then these dudes talking shit, they could be anywhere. You ain't gonna be traveling all the way to her and saying like, oh, you shouldn't do the Kiki thing and doing all this shit. It's like, come on, dude, stop. Don't you got something else better to do? I don't know if she cares. I don't know if she cares like that. But she really shouldn't. You know what I mean? Because it's just ridiculous. And she got the right to say what she got to say. Because it is literally a problem for black creators to be going through shit like this. You know what I'm saying? On some real shit. Like I said, if you feel like you got to say something, then say the shit with your chest. I mean, say the shit with the whole chest. Say, fuck the chest. Say the shit with your whole goddamn body. And if people got a problem with it, then it's obviously their problem. It's not yours. Like, people gonna rock with you one way or another. You're gonna have people supporting you. You're gonna have people like with the Asian community also like be like, yeah, say what you gotta say. Put your histories in school. And because they basically literally trying to whitewash ours. You see what I'm saying? And people in the black community have every right to say like, yo, we didn't immigrate here. You see what I'm saying? No, black people did not like slavery. You see what I'm saying? Like the Asian community be like, yo, you got to talk about us in World War II. And if the school system say like, oh, then you got to put that foot in that ass. That's all I'm saying. Like Thuman, she got the right to say what she got to say. People gonna support her. You got people making mad videos about supporting the chick. Fuck all these other dudes, because what are they doing? You see what I'm saying? They're not doing anything special. Just heating up on somebody. What is that? Like I said, don't you got something else better to do? You feel me? You ain't gonna say some shit. You ain't saying no real shit. You saying some cornball shit that will get your ass popped in the mouth if you said the shit to somebody like on some real G shit. You will get fucked up. I've seen it. I've seen it a lot of times. You see what I'm saying? But like nowadays we live in a society where like everybody wins and nobody gets punished and all this other shit. No, I wasn't built like that. I didn't come from that shit. You said some shit, 3 o'clock. And for those who know what 3 o'clock means, know what I'm talking about. Just 3 o'clock. At the bus, where we wait for it, we wait for the bus, you getting your ass beat. That's where the fight started. Or sometimes the fight started in the school. You know what I'm saying? Like some dude that I remember in high school. I don't know how this fight started. I don't know how the shit started. All I know that this chick tried to do something to this dude's chain. It was a chick and a dude fighting. She did something to the man's chain. He picked her up and slammed on the ground. I've seen mad chicks fighting other chicks last longer than UFC fights. I mean, the UFC fight be like 3 seconds. You watch the pregame show for like 2 hours. The fight lasts for 3 seconds. I'm like, man, I've seen high school girls fight longer than that. You see what I'm saying? Like, people did this shit back in the day. Now people don't do that shit. Because people, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but people just don't be facing them consequences like that. Like getting the people, canceling people and shit, like on social media, that's really nothing. That's bullshit. Cause it's like you being canceled by Ghost. Like who are you to be canceled? Like who is this? Who is Pumpkin Keyboard 71? Like who the fuck is this? Who's Pumpkin Keyboard? Like, who the fuck are you to cancel somebody? The fuck out of here. But like I said, it's just we just live in a weird situation. We just live in a weird time. We just live in a weird time. But let me bounce off of this shit so I can focus on this hand and listen to the rest of this video, because this shit is insane. Like I said, if you're in a situation where you feel like something, like, you know, like I said, like with people of color, even though I don't like using that term, but if you feel like people of color, like, feel like we gotta stand up and say some shit, say it. Who gives a fuck what people gotta say? Because it's affecting you. Like, the shit is, if it's affecting me, I got a right to say what I gotta say. And if somebody don't like it, then they can suck my big black dick. That's all I'm saying. All 9 inches of the shit, they could get on their knees and suck it. I don't, just whatever. Because the shit is affecting me, I got a right to say something. But I'm out this bitch. Money over stakeholders. I'm going to keep saying that shit.